cat has been kind enough to grace us with his presence. This just means so much. At the shortest notice, we got in touch with him last night. That is how close it has been. And being the person he is, he's an elder from the Aboriginal community, and in the office of University of Toronto, Mississauga campus, and he agreed, which is just a privilege and an honor for us. I will let him start the ceremony with the acknowledgement of the land. Okay, over to you. Thank you.
Do I need this, or can you all hear me? I'll use it. We're going to start in just a second. I'm actually going to do a smudge ceremony, so there's going to be a tiny bit of smoke and the smell of sage, which is one of our traditional medicines. But first, Sego, Tanse, Wenebojo, Makwakishka, Dishnakas, Jikan Doram, Kugan Dunchwa, Kugan Shnabe, and Niwagash, Dishnakas. Ambe Majado, Chwa, Vitade, and Genegate Gomi, and Negate Oba. Migochata, Scobani Quay, Miwa Manado, Isis, Manado, Nopus, Miwa Getchumi, Dewaho, Miwi Shaganash, Shpamdi. So the last little bit means I'll speak English. So we're going to share that language. It appears to be shared here a lot. And part of the words, part of the idea is to bring us all together with one mind, one thought, one way of being, and to look in the same direction and to walk the same way. To start that, I'm going to light a little bit of sage, because one of our ceremonies, in fact, ceremonies that are shared by everybody on this planet, include a little bit of fire. So it doesn't matter what culture, what belief, what system. In fact, if you didn't discover fire, you're not in the room. It was a requirement to survive on this planet. Most of our belief systems have fire somewhere, whether it's candles or incense or frankincense or candles on the altar or a pagoda, something with a little bit of fire. For our people in this land, although I can't speak Pan-American, we would light a bit of sage, offer a bit of tobacco, burn a bit of cedar, maybe a little bit of sweetgrass. That smoke would come up from that dish. There would be a metaphoric washing of the hands in the smoke, taking a little bit over the eyes, ears, breathing a little bit in. And part of that idea is when we do that, we're taking a moment, and it's not a religious ceremony, by the way, so I like to think it's kind of comes from the neutral zone, as I joke at campus. But the idea is that we'll come together in one mind, so that everything we touch, we're going to touch with our hearts. We're going to speak from our hearts. We're going to think with our hearts. We're going to look at everything we see tonight with our hearts. And very importantly, when the others come up here to speak, we're going to listen with our hearts. And I think when we do that, when we take things in, when we pull things in that way to who we are, it is good.
I'm just acknowledging. This is a way people acknowledge, by the way.
So I'm going to start that. There'll be a tiny bit of smoke. Hopefully we won't empty the building.
Maybe just move this way a little bit, because this is sprinkler right there.
Yeah, you guys stand under the sprinkler. So while I'm doing this, there is no real wrong way of doing this, but part of this ceremony, it's a purification of the place that we're in. It's a grounding of everybody that's here. It's a moment to take a little look backwards in your own history, to your ancestors, recognize your ancestors, in your own way, in your own belief system, if you wish silently to offer a prayer for who and what brought you here, because each and every single one of your ancestors were required, or you wouldn't be here tonight. Whether it's DNA, whether it's the pathway, whether it's what got you here, good or bad, famous, infamous, either way, they help you get here. So when we look at the things that we're doing tonight and our old way of doing things, was that in our little village, we looked at everybody that was there. We saw different skill sets of all the different people, ways of doing things, how to do things, who carried what skill. And the idea that was important to us for our survival for everybody here was somebody had to pass on skill sets, or somebody had to take you under their wing, and somebody had to help nurture that skill set. So nowadays it's called LinkedIn. So within that there's a responsibility as well. When you put your name out there saying, I can do this, it's that you have that skill set. When you put your name out saying, I want to do this, it's saying, somebody help me as well. So in the village, in our metaphorical village, there would be somebody that would watch and say, oh, this person's so good at the plant medicines, or this person's so good at hunting, or this one knows where to find certain things out bush. We would nurture that. We would bond together like that. The ones that already had that skill set would take them. So it's an old-fashioned way of seeking employment, but it's also a way of nurturing employment. And we did those things, we looked for those things because we had in our heart that we wanted to do that with a passion. So we come back to our heart again. Are we doing this because we want to walk this way? Am I helping somebody along the path? So it's not just our ancestors now, it starts to depend on our village to move forward. So then what you bring in that sense, and what you walk two ways. One is if you have that gift, if you have that place, and we'll talk present day, if you have a place where people can work or a job for them, you're offering a gift. The skill set that you bring, the things that you carry, the knowledge that you have, you are in return offering a gift. And together, that nurtures. But it takes a word, a spoken word, it takes a picture. It takes, nowadays it's communicated. I told somebody here I have 13,000 emails, so I'm going to probably do emails the rest of my life. But, so there's a concept here we're nurturing, that is coming together as a people that help each other. We're reaching out a hand. I know it appears a little thing in your phone or your mobile on your computer, but we're actually reaching out a hand and we're offering a hand. So two ways. And through that we'll carry a little bit of balance, a little bit of harmony. We'll bring a lot of people together. Within the words that I said, I introduced myself. My spirit name is Makwagisha. That means bear day. I'm Turtle Clan. I'm Cayugan. So that's my indigenous side. On my mom's side, I'm German English. So not only do I have the DNA of what we call settler nowadays, I have the DNA of the indigenous peoples, persons, or person, I guess, in singular. So the idea there is that originally we talked a little bit about this at the start. There was a welcome of the people. When the newcomers first came to this land 500 odd years ago, people reached out their hands and said, oh, to survive here, this is what you need. You need food, you need shelter. If you've been to Canada in October and suddenly it's winter, you definitely need shelter. You need to know the medicines, how to take care of yourselves, because people couldn't transport that all here. So again, what we're offering is a way of survival. Through Layton, it's a bit different. Survival comes to the new way of hunting. We're not hunting deer. We shouldn't be hunting deer in Brampton at the moment. We're hunting ways of sustaining ourselves and the ones that depend on us. So we're carrying on that ancestral line. Because there is either somebody, someone, or someone else is depending on you to carry this on, to be an ancestor in the future. So we're never that disconnected. We're thankful for that. This land that we're on, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the Mississauga's limited credit. Most recently, the caregivers for this land, when we say most recently, we may mean over the last few thousand years. So since the last ice walls moved back, our people have walked this land. Indigenous peoples have walked this land. This area that we're in, it's called the District 1 Spoon Treaty. So before they had an official treaty, before they had the proclamation treaty, before they had the government treaties, we had a kind of a tribal treaty going on that said we recognize that everything we need for life is around us. But if I take too much, or you take too much, or somebody else takes too much, somebody else is going to be missing that. So we need to share it, and we need to help each other. And the ones that don't have what they need, we need to bring it to them. The ones that do have what they need to take it to the ones that need it. So that's what this is all about when I see it, when I look at it through this indigenous lens that I view through. So this land that we're on, I'm thankful to be here. I'm very thankful to be here. And the best I can do is to walk with people and be thankful that you're here to listen. So thank you for listening to my words. I want to hear other people speak because I can't learn a thing when I'm talking.